So you just got a new spinner, maybe from a local variety store or something like that, and it's really loud and it sounds like this. Yeah, so it's a loud spinner, and you are maybe worried that there's stuff stuck in the bearing in the middle. It's entirely possible. This may quiet it down, it may not, but I'm going to tell you kind of how to clean it. It also gives you longer spin times, and it may make it louder, make it quieter, depends on what the cause of the loudness is. This one is the bearings. Actually, the cage is pretty loose, but for some other things, it's because there's particulates inside of the bearing, and that's what causes the loudness. This one, not the case. So, this is a Friends, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the caps off, take the bearing out, and I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so here's the spinner. Here's the caps. This is a pretty cheap spinner, but here's the bearing. It's pretty quiet already, actually. But with extra weight, it's a lot louder. So, here's how you can clean it. It may make it a bit louder, but I want to make sure there's no particulates in here. And if the person I'm giving this to wants to lubricate it with something like valve oil for an instrument, that's a good way to keep it quiet. So, all you need is a little cup. I have a little Cheerios cup, and isopropyl alcohol. I have 91%, but anything higher like 97, 96, it'll do better. What you want to do is pour it into the cup enough to cover the spinner. So I'm actually going to put the spinner, cover the bearing. So I'm going to put the bearing in there, and you can see I don't have enough to cover it yet. Now I do. So the bearing inside is completely covered when flat. What you want to do when cleaning is, I'm going to show you like this, but you want to take your finger and kind of spin. You can use two, like this, and just kind of spin around the middle, and that'll help get any particulates out that are in the bearing. You can also let it sit there, just in and swish it around, but you just basically want to get as much of the inside of the bearing wheel as covered as possible, because it's isopropyl alcohol, so it'll get the particulates out and expel it. That being said, you want to do this for about 10 or 15 minutes. Then after that, I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so it's been about 15 minutes. So from now on, you're gonna need the spinner and the caps and this, and probably something to clean your fingers. So I've been spinning it, I've been cleaning it. The alcohol got warm, and there's a little bit of particulates in here, not much. The other one I cleaned out earlier had a lot of plastic come out. This one, not so much. Let's just grab it out. So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna grab it. Right, yeah. So you're gonna grab it. You're gonna take the rest of the spinner, you're gonna grab it, and you're just gonna put it in. Now you may have trouble getting it in like I will, because, oh, no, there we go. Because the alcohol adds a bit of friction as it dries. It'll be less, but what we need to do now is pinch it like this and spin it. Pinch it and spin it. And just keep doing that. That's how you're gonna dry it. You're not gonna use a hair dryer, you're not gonna use compressed air. You're not gonna use a towel, because that'll just get more particulates in it. Don't blow it either. Don't move it back and forth. Just keep it in one spot and spin it. That's all you wanna do. It's the best way to dry it. And you're gonna do that for probably about 5 minutes. And then I'll tell you what to do from there. Okay, so I've been spinning this spinner for a good bit now. It's still pretty quiet. This bearing is much quieter than the other one. So what I'm gonna do now is put the caps in. So I'm gonna take this bigger one, pour it in the back, and then take this other one, and put it in. There we go. And that's that. That's how you clean a bearing. This one's still pretty quiet, luckily. Sometimes they can get a bit louder. My other one did get a bit louder. But this one is perfectly fine. Just a bit smoother now. And yeah, there you go.